Let's get right to tech and more on the jobs outlook in the sector. Eric Walczykowski is the Bespoke Partners CEO, an absolute specialist in executive search, particularly in the fields of SaaS, software, also private equity here in the United States. And I want to talk about what that market is like right now, particularly at the higher end. There's been so much in the news cycle about talent poaching, frankly. But just on the data this morning, was there any read-through for you that directly correlates to what you're seeing in the technology sector?
Ed, thank you for having me on. I tend to agree with Michael. I think the headline news sounds fantastic, but I think when you peel back the onion, private sector jobs, particularly in tech and innovation, are flat. CEOs today are trading on uncertainty in the market, whether it be the impact of the tariffs, the geopolitical environment. That said, I don't think it's a negative situation, because I think what we saw yesterday with Microsoft announcing they're cutting more jobs is CEOs over the last 6 months have really tightened their belt to see how the market pivots. If we get negative implications from tariffs, they're going to be able to weather the storm. But I actually think the underpinnings here are on a positive economy in the next 6 to 12 months, a strong future. And I think CEOs are sitting back with capital to invest as they get favorable news on tariffs and the geopolitical environments, and hopefully a rate cut.
We did hear from the administration, so to speak, this morning. Stephen Moran gave an interview to Open Interest, one of our earlier shows. He leads the Council of Economic Advisors. Let's listen to what he said.
What we see is an economy that continues to defy expectations, continues to defy, all the doom and gloom that's out there, whether it's about the border or immigration or tariffs. This labor market continues to power ahead. There were tons of predictions that there'd be a disaster in the labor market because of the border policies, and nothing could be further from the truth. The economy continues to create jobs, and if you look at the details of the jobs, all of the job gains since the president took office are due to native-born Americans, and there's actually been a decline in foreign-born workers, which means that all of the benefits of the expanding economy are accruing to Americans instead of migrants.
What Stephen outlined, they're seeing in the relationship between policy and how it impacts fiscal policy and political policy and how it impacts the jobs market. Do you see what he explained reflected in software and SaaS?
I don't think it's reflected yet. I think there's an opportunity going forward, because the largest creator of high-paying good jobs in the United States is innovation and private equity. And I think when we look at the number of deals that are done in private equity, the investment that's happening, I think we're still in a wait-and-see mode. I think if you look year over year, the number of private equity deals is down. That said, in speaking with the investment banking firms, their mandate pipelines are full. And speaking with our private equity clients, they're reviewing a record number of new deals. And I think the next 6 to 12 months, I really think we're going to start to see the deal activity pick up, which is going to fuel investment in jobs.
So the big story has been Mr. Mark Zuckerberg, according to Mr. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, approaching talent in the field of AI, but let's call it software, and offering, according to Sam Altman, pay packages of $100 million US. Is that the kind of market that you're seeing? This is what you specialize in.
Absolutely. And look, we're not privy to those particular deals, but I think the labor market at the high end in software, tech, SaaS is very tight, because you don't have that natural flow of deals and exits that creates natural churn. You've got a number of assets that are at the ready to transact in the next 6 to 18 months. And so executives today are not reticent to make a move. And so that notion of poaching, the notion of having to overpay to attract star executives for those open roles you need is absolutely happening. The premium proven executives are at a premium right now, and that's why they're demanding outsized pay. AI is clearly another area that's on the frontier. The top executives that are leading there are demanding outsized pay packages.
Eric, just very quickly, how does Bespoke use technology to find a solution in that tight market?
So we have, as far as I know, the first executive index in executive recruiting. It's focused particularly on the software market. We used AI and ML to index the 676,000 software executives in North America The technology gives us key indicators on job fit, propensity to make a move, and the like. And so we, as far as I know, are the first and are going to continue to push the envelope on technology and recruiting.
Eric Walczykowski, it's great to have you on the program, Bespoke Partners CEO on this jobs day, but also there's so much conversation around what's happening right now in the technology jobs market. Thank you very much. Now, coming up,